Pleasure as the meaning of life. This is Epicurus, a Greek philosopher who was notable for putting forward the thesis that the meaning of life should be the seeking and accomplishing of having as much pleasure and as much enjoyment as you can. But he thinks that you guys have got pleasure all wrong. It's not about luxury. It's not about heightened experiences. It's not about having the nicest food or the nicest stuff or the biggest house or the coolest experiences. It's about the simple things. He said that through a misunderstanding of what our needs and desires actually are, we get led astray in a lot of ways. And part of this is because it's more visible to see commercial solutions to needs than complex but non-commercial solutions to needs. So for example, we go and buy a drink when what we really wanted was friendship. Or we go and buy a car when what we wanted was freedom. And so he broke down the types of actual desires into three categories: natural and necessary, and these are the ones that we actually need to go and validate. Then there was natural and unnecessary. So things that are natural to want, but you don't actually need them. And you can get the want of it out of your life by thinking enough about it. And then three, unnatural and unnecessary, is stuff that we should just get rid of. In natural and necessary, you've got things that you actually need to be paying attention to, like food, shelter, friends, having time to think about the sources of your anxiety, freedom. He said these things were all natural and necessary. Natural desires, but unnecessary, are things like having a nice house, cool experiences, nice food. Like going above and beyond the satisfaction of the actual need. If you really understand the need that you're satisfying and you satisfy it, you can satisfy it with something not that extravagant. Going above and beyond. It's natural to want that, but it's not actually necessary. And he sees it as like, it's a diversion, because then, for example, you're going to go and work really hard to get the nice house, and then the work life that you have to do to get the nice house for many people undermines their freedom, which is a more natural and necessary desire. And then the third category of unnatural and unnecessary was things like fame and power, stuff that's not natural or is necessary. So Epicurus is basically saying, like everyone focusing on luxury and on heightened experiences as a source of pleasure and a way to live a pleasurable life. This was the guy for whom the idea of a pleasurable life is named after, and he says you got it all wrong. Money won't actually help. It's not about simple solutions outside of yourself. It's more about complex psychological goods and psychosocial goods: freedom, friends, having your basic needs taken care of, and contemplating what the sources of your anxiety are. And once these things are taken care of, life can be much more pleasurable.